Hey everyone, this is Ben, and thank you for joining us today. As you could see in our last previous videos, we have been extremely busy preparing for the MORE Expo, which is this coming weekend. And it has been a busy 3 weeks. And I'm pretty exhausted, but we've got the work done. So we are going to be at the MORE Expo April 19th and 20th this coming weekend. So come see us. But we are going to be on Storytellers Row. And while we are on Storytellers Row, there is no power. And while we're at these expos, we have to provide our own power. And how I provide my power to my camper is I use a lot of solar power generators or power stations. And one of the power stations that I always have been true and blue to the core is BLUETTI. And BLUETTI has been a sponsor of this channel, and I'm also an ambassador for BLUETTI. And I have the opportunity to test and review a lot of their products. Now, many of us in the overlanding community, outdoor, off-grid community, have 12-volt coolers. Some of us are still rocking the old style traditional coolers with ice, but you know, many of us have transitioned into the 12-volt coolers to keep our food and drinks cold, because one, they are very efficient as far as the compressor, and it could keep your food and perishable cold for days. And today I'm going to be talking about a cooler. And BLUETTI has came out with a new 12-volt cooler about a month and a half ago. And I am very impressed with the technology on this cooler. And I want to thank BLUETTI for sending us the cooler and the 180T power station. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in depth today and show you what this thing is involved. And I think you're going to be highly impressed. This right here is the world's first multi-cooler made by BLUETTI. All right, it is the world's first portable fridge to be powered by the next gen safe and efficient LiFePO₄ batteries. Experience the unmatched efficiency, longevity, and safety of LiFePO₄ technology with the highest energy density and the longest lifespan. 80% now, 80% even after 3,000 cycles. These batteries go the distance to keep your drinks cool and food for longer. Now, what's really cool about this cooler, you don't have to have grid power to power this on. You know, you break free from power constraints with the BLUETTI multi-cooler that's offering 4 charging options, okay? Whether it's your car's 12-volt socket, a standard power outlet on the grid, solar power panels, or removable B70 batteries. And I'm going to show you that because those B70 batteries are placed into this cooler. Enjoy unparalleled flexibility, keeping your provisions fresh on the go. But we're not just talking about keeping things cool. Adding yet another world's first, the BLUETTI multi-cooler is the first portable fridge, but it also produces something special. What is it? This thing can make ice in just 15 minutes, and it also has a self-cleaning mode. That's right, ice. This thing will make ice cubes in just 15 minutes. So just remember, this thing is not just a fridge, not just a freezer. It is also an ice maker. It's the BLUETTI multi-cooler fridge. All right, keep your drinks chilled all the time. Stash away some frozen goodies for the kids or a cool treat on a scorching day. Whip up some ice cubes for that adult beverage on a scorching day. Cocktail at sunset, and keep the adventure going all day. So let's go check this thing out. You're gonna be impressed. So before we start talking about the BLUETTI multi-cooler, we are going to talk about the BLUETTI AC180T. Now, the reason why we are going to do that is because the 180T and the multi-cooler go hand in hand. Now, do you need to get the 180T to get the cooler? No, but this thing has an option that go hand in hand with the cooler. Now, you can power on the cooler just with a 12 volt, the 12 volt option or the solar power panels, but I'm going to tell you what this thing has that goes hand in hand with the cooler. Now, the BLUETTI AC180T looks like your typical 1800 watt power station from BLUETTI, but this thing is an 1800 watt power station with a 1433.6 watt hours. Now, it does have a feature on here that no other power station has. Let's check it out here. Let's turn it on. First of all, the LCD screen looks like your typical screen from your AC240, your AC180. Very crisp, very clear LCD screen. Of course, you have your DC and your AC outputs, your percentage of your battery life, and how many watt hours you got left on it. Now, on the left-hand side, you got your DC and your solar power inputs up here. And this is a 12 volt, 60 volt input. You have your DC output with your cigarette lighter. That is a 10 amp. Here you have your DC and your AC buttons, of course, with your power on off switch. Of course, down here you have 4 USB outputs, which are your DC outputs. You have your USB-C, you have a 100 watt output here for maybe your laptops, cell phones, and then you have your USB-A's here. They're both 5 volts. And then you have a second USB-C. So you have 200 watt outputs here. So that's pretty cool. And then, you know, your typical on-off switch. Here on the right-hand side, you have 4 AC outputs, and this has a pure sine inverter. So these are your 120 volt, 1800 watt AC outlets. On the side, you do have your AC input. Your typical 110 grid power goes there. And then, you know, 2 carrying handles on the side, which are fixed. So really simple, easy, you know, interface on the front. There is no light on this thing. There is no wireless charging, but this is Bluetooth, so you can control this from your phone. Now, when I said that this has a feature that will work hand in hand with the fridge, let's show it to you. Now, on the top of the BLUETTI AC180T, you have a little compartment on the top. Here, you have 2 swappable batteries. That's right, 2 batteries that will charge in the unit in the AC180T. And when I say swappable hot batteries, this battery will go into the fridge, so you can power your fridge without any grid power. Yes, that's right. These batteries are BLUETTI's swappable hot batteries on the 180T. Each of these batteries that are in the AC180T are 716 watt hours. They are 28 amp hours. And the cool feature is, if you look on the bottom of this battery, there is a indicator of your battery life. You have 5 LED lights right here. When you hit this button here, it'll light up and it will give you a percentage. So since there are 5, I assume they're about 20% per LED. So this is charged up. It's giving me 100%. And these batteries, or one of these batteries, will go into the cooler. Another cool feature of the AC180T, although one battery is in the cooler, this power station will still operate with one battery, allowing you to keep your devices charged and this power station usable while one battery is being operated in the cooler. While one battery is in the cooler, you can plug in your solar power panels from BLUETTI and charge the battery to its full capacity. When the battery in the cooler is running low, you then can swap the batteries out, meaning hot swap, and keep your battery fully charged in your cooler, running your cooler at full capacity. Now, they say that this battery will power your cooler for 3 straight days with no problem. So 2 of these batteries will keep your BLUETTI multi-cooler running for 6 days off the grid, no problem. So let's go put these batteries into the cooler and we'll check out the cooler. This cooler is a 50 quart cooler, or 55 liter in total. Now the compartment, the usable compartment, is 42 quart because you lose that because of the ice maker in here. So it becomes, it goes from a 55 liter to a 40 liter, and it's still enough usable space for, you know, your food. And I'm taking this to the Moore Expo, and I'm gonna do some real outdoor testing for the next 3 days while I'm out there. Now the compartment side for the battery is takes up pretty much about 9. On the other side of the cooler, you do have your ACE. On the side of the cooler, you do have your DC output. Here you have a USB-A and a USB-C. So you do have a 100-watt output for your cell phone or your laptop. And then you do have a USB-A, which is a 5 volt. So you can charge your laptop as well. And then right on the bottom here, you have your DC input, which is your 12 volt for, I guess, grid power, or your 12 volt to charge up your cooler if you're not using your batteries. Now, when you purchase your cooler, you're going to get, of course, like I said, your 12 volt, your little brick power source. You are going to get your solar power connectors, so you can plug it in straight to your solar power panels. And we're going to do that once the sun comes out, and we're going to see what kind of power we're getting into the cooler. And then of course you got your famous 12 volt connectors. The front of the cooler, you do have your little snap latch here. This cooler lid does not swap out, so wherever you set your cooler, be aware that the where you put it, the cooler cover only opens one way. On the top of the cover, you do have a rubber gasket seal to keep your cooler cool. The hinges on here are they are actually metal, so pretty sturdy. You do have some removable baskets in here. Okay. And you do have a removable drain plug in case you have any spills. You can clean this thing out. And then you have a little ledge here. You have a deeper side and then a shallow side. On the bottom of the cooler, This is where the battery goes. They do give you a storage. If you're not going to use the battery, you can store your your cables and outlet plugs up in there. So when you put it in, you don't go anywhere without it. And that's a cool feature. But let's go ahead and put the battery in here. All right, battery is in and it locks in place. Now let's hit that ice maker. And I guess big cubes or small cubes? And let's go ahead and start our timer. And let's see. So let's go ahead and start our timer. Let our timer run. So we are coming up on about 14 minutes. And I hear it'll start making ice about 15 minutes. So we'll check it in about 1 minute. We'll open it up and we will see if this thing's making ice. We got about a minute to go. Okay, it's shut down, so we should be hopefully making ice. It's coming up on 17 minutes. And let's see if it starts pushing ice out. I see some ice in there. And we've got about 17 minutes. The first set of ice. And then it'll continue to make another set. And that was 18 minutes for the first set. And so if you'd like to enjoy a nice cold and ice, so when you're sitting around camp and you want a nice cold drink with ice, whether it's water or an adult beverage, oh, that's pretty awesome. We are actually gonna make the rest of this. Let's make another set of ice. Well, gang, that is how the AC180T and the BLUETTI multi-cooler pretty much works in conjunction, hand in hand. The multiple swappable, hot swappable batteries are amazing. So tap into multiple energy solutions just for your needs. With 2 swappable batteries, the multi-cooler keeps your food fresh up to 6 days. I mean, 1 battery, you know, will last for 3 days. Or the 180T provides power feeds to feed your phones, cameras, projectors, laptops, and more, adding a touch of convenience to your outdoor escapades. Just remember, 3 days of fresh energy to last. You don't need grid power, and all you have to do is swap out this battery. And like I mentioned, there are several ways you can charge up your 180T or your cooler with free power, and that is with the BLUETTI solar power panels. So I will actually have this set up over at the More Expo this coming weekend, April 19th and 20th at Springfield, Missouri. Come check it out. I'm actually going to have my food in here and drinks along with the 180T. Now the multi-cooler and the 180T are available on the website. There is a 5-year warranty on this system. Like I said, you know, this 80% after 3,000 cycles is amazing. And I just like the way that you can charge this or keep this charged. There are several ways, and it gives me the option whether it's solar power, battery, grid. So if you're interested, go to BLUETTIPower.com. You can get the combo or you can get them separate, but I recommend getting the combination because the hot swappable batteries. And come check us out at More. You got any questions? Pop them in the comments below. I'll post the link and description of the products. If you made it this far in the video, please subscribe, like, and comment. And that helps us a lot with the channel. Also, help support us by being part of being a patron on our Patreon channel. We'd love to have you. But anyway, we thank you for watching. We'll see you at the More Expo if you're going to be out there. Other than that, this is Ben Semper Gumby out.